Hello, everybody, and a very warm welcome from Belfast. Warm isn't quite the right word. It's about 13 degrees today, and it has been, as usual, raining off and on. But I'm here to talk about Dad, not about Belfast or about myself. When I think about Dad, I think first of all about prayer. Now, the reason I think that is because as we were growing up, it didn't seem to matter what time I woke up in the morning. Dad was already on his knees in the lounge room praying. Dad is a man who is devoted to prayer. As I went to a school where I needed to catch the train to school, I would catch the train in with Dad, and we would drive down to the station together in the car, and we would get on the train together. And as we went downstairs to get our seat, we would open up our Bibles and we would read. Now, that is a practice that Dad has been doing for many years, and as a result of that has read the Bible cover to cover more times than I think he can probably remember. Dad is a man who is devoted to prayer, and Dad is a man who is devoted to reading the Bible and finding out more about what it is that God has done in the world. The days that we didn't catch the train in together were usually the days that he would meet in his supportive fellowship group. I think the supportive fellowship group was a group set up in the time that Dudley Ford was the rector at Christ Church. A group of men who got together and who were devoted to encouraging each other to continue on and grow in their knowledge and love of Jesus. That is, as far as I know, still a group that meets, and there are still some of the original members of that group. What a great example to a young man. To have a father who was devoted to prayer, devoted to his study of the Bible, and devoted to taking that seriously enough to encourage others to do the same and be encouraged to do the same. You can't think about Dad. You can't talk about Dad. You can't talk to Dad for very long without thinking about Mum. You can't go talking to Dad for very many minutes before he talks about Robbie. That is also a great example to a young man to talk about his wife in glowing terms. Hopefully I do the same about Alex, who is my wonderful wife. There are many other memories of Dad as I've grown up and growing to know him better. I have memories of him cleaning the shoes out in the backyard, and as he's doing it, he is, in my memory, always listening to the cricket or to some kind of sport. When he was gardening, he was always listening to the cricket or the rugby or something that had to do with sport. Even when we were playing cricket in the backyard, I have a memory of the radio going in the background playing cricket. Dad loves this sport. Dad, I remember, had a trophy of the ball with which he had gotten a hat-trick. Ask him to tell you the story about that sometime. I also seem to have a memory of Dad in church, and this is not about cricket, but in church he was doing something with the overhead while Dudley Ford was preaching, and that didn't end the way it was planned. Ask him about that. I'm sure he'll enjoy it. Well, maybe he won't. There are so many other memories, but the key memories, as you will notice from this, are memories of Dad pointing the way to Jesus Christ, who is Lord. Everyone who is a friend of Dad, everyone who is a contact of Dad, will know that he takes that very seriously indeed. That it's not just something he pays lip service to, but it is something that he believes with his whole heart and dedicates his life to. In fact, that is why I believe in Jesus Christ as Lord. It is because my father thought it was important enough for me to know that. Dad, happy 70th birthday.